Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cupid's podcast. Except it's actually not a podcast. I'm just recording on my phone because my iPad will not let me record because apparently I don't have enough storage. I bought you. I did not buy you. I got received you as a gift in 2018. You should be working now. Am I right? Anyways, what I will be doing today is just for fun, and I'm just not going to have anything on the screen because I hate editing on my phone. What I'm going to be doing is talking about whether I think certain InuYasha characters are for the female gaze or the male gaze or hell, both. That's fun. To refresh your memory, the male gaze is a term in media, films, which is used to describe how characters made typically for men. If it's a female character, they're typically going to be busty, very sexualized, definitely what a heterosexual male would enjoy. And then if it's a guy character, that character is either going to be extremely strong or buff or very masculine, extremely masculine. And then the female gaze is quite the opposite. The female gaze focuses more on women's empowerment and strength and allowing men to cry in anime. Because if you don't cry, you're gonna explode. And if you do explode, you need to understand your emotions, my dude. We're trying to help you. And then, of course, both is a little bit of both. You know, a little bit of female gaze, a little bit of male gaze, you know? I will start. First, InuYasha. Feel like people will disagree with me on this one. Female gaze. Because while sure he is a strong guy, strong boy, he doesn't actually have any muscles on his arms, at least from what we've seen. He is shown to cry a few times, which, in my opinion, female gaze, because what male gaze anime have you seen a male cry, an adult male cry? Also, he's very much, in my opinion, very much what most girls want in a man. Most girls want a cocky asshole who is going to respect them once he gets to know them. I would know. So, I feel like female gaze leaning on male gaze. I do have to mention that InuYasha, the manga, and the anime was written by a girl, so that kind of factors in because a lot of femme shows and books written by women tend to have more female gaze, so just so everyone's clear. Moving on to Kagome Higurashi. Also difficult, and I feel like people will also disagree with me on this one. Female gaze. Because let's break her down. Because most people don't like her, which is shocking because I love Kagome. She is very traumatized, and oh man, she's so traumatized. I just saw a Reddit post earlier today of people picking her down in the sequel because she looks like she gained weight. She had a baby. Of course she gained weight. Anyways, breaking down Kagome. She is a 15-year-old girl in 1997 Japan who was thrusted down an old well into the feudal era of 1497 Japan. She accidentally broke a crystal, and she's surrounded by demons and a really smoking hot girl and a creepy monk, and she has to collect the gems that she accidentally broke. Wow! While fighting with a Spider-Man. Not the Spider-Man, a Spider-Man. I don't know about you, but if I was put in that situation, I'd be a little bit bitchy. She is a saint for continuing to fight. I'd give up, man. Do you want to know how much blunt force trauma she would have gotten from all the times she's been dropped onto the ground? Yeah. She's very much a strong woman. I feel like I'm getting off topic, so I should say she's very much a strong woman. And she's very accurate to what a 15-year-old girl would be like. Honestly, she's even stronger than most 15-year-old girls I know, and they're strong and scary. So, female gaze, the way I hate it. She's not sexualized a lot in the anime or the manga, in my opinion, but fan art sexualizes her a lot. Fan art Kagome, male gaze. Canon Kagome, female gaze. Miroku. I hate to say it, but female gaze. Some women really do just fantasize about having a monk want to marry their 12-year-old daughter. Yeah. The times we live in. But yeah, I'd say female gaze. He's definitely attractive, I guess. Cut the rat tail, man. He has a rat tail as a hairstyle. And apparently in the sequel, he gets long hair. And I've seen his long hair in the sequel. And it looks worse than the rat tail, man. It looks greasy. It looks gross. Just cut it all off. Shave it, man. Unfortunately, I have to say female gaze. Damn it. Songo. Now, I talked about Songo a little bit ago. I was talking about how I feel like in a lot of shonen anime, strong women in the anime end up getting watered down after they get married to a guy and have kids and they no longer want to be strong and fight. And someone commented saying I was being misandrist and had a whole bunch of points that I decided to delete their comment because I'm extremely petty and also it was overwhelming. I still think Songo is the female gaze. She's a strong woman, but she leans on the male gaze, I feel like. Because pretty soon, in season 3, she ends up falling deep into love with Miroku, the monk, pervert guy. And she starts to just lose her edge, in my opinion. She loses her edge. They both lose their edge, honestly. They just become bimsy, bubbling, loving fools with feelings. Also, I will stand by this, the kids they had were ugly. Ugly. Moving on. Shippo. I shouldn't even have to say this. Female gaze. He's a baby fox. That's adorable. Women love foxes. He's annoying as hell and I hate him. Well, I don't hate him, but I heavily dislike him. Female gaze. Sesshomaru, female gaze. Well, he is a very strong male, which leans on the male gaze, because male gaze tends to have really strong male main characters. He's never seen falling in love with a woman. And if you mention Rin is his daughter. Rin is his daughter. The sequel is not canon, I should add. He never falls in love with a woman. And in fact, I'm pretty sure his kimono that he wears, something about it represents being in a partnership with a gay samurai. Now, I'm not going to fact check that at this very moment right now, but I read that somewhere. The furry sword has something to do with being gay. Good for him, Good for him. He's followed around by a gay Yoda and a little girl. He's the perfect father figure, not in the sequel, of course. Perfect father figure. And he's very hot. Women love him. Of course, my respect for him went down in the sequel, but women love him. I love him. Okay, moving on. Koga. And if you don't remember who Koga is, because for some reason some people don't remember Koga, I like Koga. He had a crush on Kagome. Oh, that was my knuckle. My knuckle just cracked. This just in, people. My knuckle just cracked. He had a crush on Kagome, and he's a wolf demon. He's rivaled with InuYasha. I'm going to be honest. I think he's a stereotype of the male gaze. Just think about it. Just think about it for a little bit. He's a strong man, which, male gaze. He's in love with a beautiful woman, male gaze. And he's an entire asshole who's never seen to cry, male gaze. So I feel like he's supposed to be a stereotype, but I will say female gaze. So the girly pops are winning so far. I can't believe I just said girly pop. I am in with the times. Kikyo. I know people don't like her, and I honestly have a bunch of mixed feelings about her. But I will say female gaze because the only man she likes is InuYasha. And InuYasha looks like a girl. I mistook him as a girl when I first saw the anime when I was 6 years old, so female gaze. Now, this is all me guessing, by the way. I'm not saying it's what they are, so remember that. Okay. Kohaku. Female gaze. Not explaining. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones, man. Nuraku. Where is he? Nuraku. Difficult. That's difficult for me. Trying to think. While he is a strong guy, he's never seen to fall in love with anyone who isn't Kikyo, and technically that wasn't him who fell in love with Kikyo. That was Onigumo, not the spider demon that possessed him. Took over his entire body. I will say, though, most of the male characters in InuYasha that are meant to be strong don't have muscle. They have no muscle. How are we to tell that they are strong and powerful? They look like girly pop. That's the second time I've used girly pop today. Are you proud of me? Mom, Dad, are you proud of me? This is difficult. Damn. I feel like people think he's a little bitch, which he is a little bitch. Biatch. But some women like to be controlled and absorbed by pale skin, porcelain face and bones, and demonic voice. Female gaze in Smash. What? This is not Smash or Pass, dude. What? Kagura, since we're Kagura. Honestly, I feel like the amount of times that she's been naked, it's too many times. I've read the manga of InuYasha. I watched the show and the movies. And even though Kagome and Sango tend to be in the nude a lot, that's when they're bathing, you know? That's acceptable. Or when they're changing, that's acceptable, you know? But Kagura, her clothes get ripped off her, typically by the Windscar, or when she's attacked. Or, yeah. Jockin himself tells her to put on some clothes at one point because she was flying down to see Sesshomaru. She was in love with Sesshomaru. I mean, why wouldn't she be? Come on now. I will say, she's very strong and independent on her own. And she's not afraid to ask for help. I'm going to say both. Honestly, you can attack me all you want. She is both. She is in the middle of male and female gaze. Bite me. Please don't. I am allergic to being bitten. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? Ooh, you know what we should do? We should... I was going to say look at the incarnations, but... No. 2 of the incarnations are children. One of them is a pink-haired little bitch that eats human bones and glass skin, paper skin. I don't know how that meme goes. You know what? You know what we're also going to talk about? The Band of 7. Because Season 5 was my favorite season. It always has been. It always will be. Band of 7. And if you did not watch English or read in English, Shin Shin Tai. Shin Shin In Tai. 7-man band. Oh, okay. Okay, let's start in Death Order. Death Order. I immediately forgot the name. Kyokotsu? Kyokotsu. Male gaze. Kidding. I feel like he's actually, he's nothing. He's nothing. No one wants him. Comparing him to other muscular characters from different anime who are meant to be villains, he was in one episode. He's nothing. No one likes him. He's a nobody. Mukotsu. Mukotsu was the second guy that died that kicked the bucket. He looks like a little elf with cat ears. Why does he have cat ears? Are those horns? What's wrong with him? He drugged Kagome. not a great start. But I don't want to be cruel and say he's male gaze because most male characters don't like to drug women, and this man is just a grade A douchebag nice guy. And I'm not saying he's a nice guy. I'm saying he's a nice guy. Incel. I'm just not gonna say either. So Kyomer, Kotsu, and Mukotsu are both nothing. Let's do Ginkotsu. Ginkotsu, male gaze. He's a fucking tank and a cyborg. That's badass. And men love that. If I was a man, I'd love that more than I love that. He's badass. I didn't even know Middle Ages Japan knew how to make that shit. They probably didn't, but I'm rooting for them. Male gaze. I love him. I will become a man just so I can love him just a little bit more. What am I talking about? Okay, Suikotsu, female gaze. He has two parts of him. The schizo-psycho-side. Schizo is not an insult. Psycho-side, where he's ruthless and a murderer. Still female gaze, in my opinion. Women love a bad boy. And then, of course, you have the kind doctor side. Women love a good boy. He's so kind and loving and nice to Kikyo. And nice to children. Women love it when men are nice to children. I think. My Riz game is amazing. Jukotsu. Jukotsu is very much a gay man. Actually, here's a fun fact. I believe originally, Rumiko, the creator of InuYasha, wanted him to be a woman at first. That's why his voice is a woman's, and he's very femme presenting. But, spoilers for season 5, by the way, she didn't like the idea of the InuYasha brutally murdering Jukotsu. Even though he doesn't brutally murder Jukotsu, he definitely attacks. Also, I'm pretty sure she didn't want to have a masochist yandere, sadist masochist yandere girl, because, So instead, sadist, masochist, somewhat yandere, male. I love it. Female gaze. I actually mistook Jukotsu as a girl when I first watched the show because I was 6 years old. Renkotsu. Men don't love him. Women don't love him. I happen to love him. I don't know why. He's a stuck-up with a stick up his ass. Female gaze. Because I'm like his biggest fan. And then Bankotsu is both, in my opinion. He's honestly the only human-looking male character with muscles at all, in my humble opinion. So, both. He's both male and female gaze because he's a very strong man, but he doesn't end up falling in love with a woman. And also, he would treat a woman right. I'm just kidding. He'd feed her off to Jukotsu so Jukotsu could turn her into mincemeat. Both. I love that for them. And then, just a bonus, Naraku incarnation, Byakuya of the Dreams. I love him. Byakuya, he's perfect. He's gorgeous. He's hot. I obsess over his voice. Female gaze. Very queer. That's not an insult, it's just true. Well, that was 19 minutes of me talking about whether I think InuYasha characters are the male or female or both gays. Gays? I love the gays. Me and the gays. My voice has stopped talking, my tongue has stopped working. That means I should stop. Thank you all for listening to Cupid Rant. Bye.